So tonight we are going to talk about financial success, and this is what the book is all about. And we want to tap into what you think about financial. What is financial success? Sandra,
Very many people have different aspects. To me, I could say if I get married to a rich man, I'll be successful. What's your view?
Are you sure?
I say to me, I could say that. People have different opinions.
Well, Sandra is entitled to her opinion. If she
Some people say
man,
when you go abroad, you're successful, you have made it in life. When you have a business, basically there are so many different opinions.
When you release an album.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have...
Actually, to you, you could say being here is having made it in life.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, this is financial success, to be rubbing shoulders with you guys. We would like now to invite 4 of our friends to talk about this issue. Ladies and gentlemen, in the house, we have Pastor Jack Balo.
Pastor Jack has an interesting CV. It says, I am married to my best friend. I have 5 children. He's a senior minister of the word.
And he ministers with training in Life Church.
And he co-authored a book.
Okay.
So he can rub shoulders with the person who has authored this book.
So he knows things of writing and reading. He has co-authored a book called Established for Righteousness. Put your hands together and receive. Put your hands and receive Pastor Balo as he takes his seat on the sofa. Next, we have a mother. And she's a managing director of Boom Pharma Health. She's a clinical pharmacist. And she also deals in design. For those who have passed along the Gogo Bypass, there's a show, Elegance. Okay. You should take time and buy some good pieces from there. Who has been blessed by Elegance? Okay. I'm sure I said, oh wow. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have Maria Muhumuza. And she's the wife of an author, Sex Code. And author of the Sex Code. But today we are dealing with financials. Okay. I'm told there are 3 topics that they don't talk about on a dinner table at home. They don't talk about money, they don't talk about sex, and they don't talk about politics. Are you sure? Yes. When you start talking about sex or money, you spoil in dinner. But tonight we are talking about money. Another time we'll call you to talk about. And the Sex Code author is here with us. Please wave to us. The author of the Sex Code is here. If you want anything to do with Sex Code, read his book.
Good evening, everyone. Financial success to me is having enough to meet all your needs and to be able to also meet the needs of other people.
Good evening, everybody. Wow, doesn't everyone look amazing? Financial success, in my opinion, is sort of a bit like what Maria said, but never being in a position of lacking, never needing somebody, needing something, and not being able to obtain it.
Right, financial success. I think it's having 5 children. A woman who does not use family planning, who also happens to be my wife. I like the definition that Leonard offered. I think a lot about what we call financial success operates on a realm of contentment. There's a place at which, however many zeros you add to the money you have, butter will remain butter, the bed will remain the bed, and you know, I mean, okay, when is it success? When you add another 0? So anyway, so I think a lot of it has to do with contentment, but yes, some of the other definitions that the ladies offered as well.
Thank you. I don't know if you all agree. We'll have a chance to take a couple of questions later. The next question will go to Loyola. When you heard about fruit to your account, what came to your mind? What would you imagine?
Well, honestly speaking, I thought of mangoes and then I thought of Stanbic Bank because favorite fruit, bank account. But then, seriously though, I looked it up and the scripture came to mind, Philippians 4:17, which I believe is where that derives from, and then it became about giving back and gifts and generosity. So yeah, that's what came to mind.
Anyone who would want to add a comment? Which English soccer team do you support?
I don't understand the question.
Which English soccer team do you support?
Rephrase the question.
Which English Premiership team do you support?
I don't know if I should answer that one, because the team I support gives me heartbreak. Quite often.
It's okay, feel free.
I support Liverpool sometimes. No, but really, yes. Yeah, I think Liverpool.
Okay. When
I'm in a good mood, yes.
I want to comment since I don't know so much about football. But do you bet? Do you agree with the idea as a way of generating income? Would you support?
But I was just thinking to myself, I wish there was an app that could indicate just how much. I mean, there's a major game, Arsenal with Liverpool. I asked someone for the results and he left. So. But anyway, so I was just wondering if we had an app to see how much money is invested, if we can call it an investment anyway, is dumped in terms of betting. The figures might scare us. Do I bet myself? No. But I used to. There was a time I did, I must confess. Those were the times of scratch for cash. And I needed
other
pocket.
people can relate.
Yeah, especially Leonard. Yeah, I needed pocket money. Yeah, Leonard Reko, that one. Yeah, he's the one who can relate. So I needed pocket money, and I had 500 shillings. And those days, the scratch for cash was what? 500. So I remember standing opposite the post office, where there is that, whatever that thing is called. I remember praying in tongues. Before I picked one, I said, God, you know my needs. They are not few. And
what supply?
Well, I did get a winning ticket, but it gave me 500 shillings.
So you basically just got back your money.
So I bet again. And I lost it. I ended up walking to school.
What lessons did you take from that? So now would you advise people
Never walk to school on an empty stomach.
That's the basic lesson you got.
No, anyway, I mean, betting, I think, in hindsight, you know, when you look at it, those were the days, I mean, I think the grand prize was 50 million, if I recall. And whenever they would announce someone who has won the jackpot, you know, and they would come, some of them actually would come with kanyamas, like, you know, and leave, because those days they used to give you cash. It was not these big checks that they, you know, the dummy checks. You would go with cash. And, you know, you'd think this person has really hit it. You know, they've hit the jackpot, their financial state will probably never be the same again. And then, after a few years, you never hear from. I mean, you're like, okay, so if that was the way to exit luck into this place we call financial security or success or whatever, where are they? And what became of all that money that was supposed to launch them into this magical world of financial independence? So, you know, when you look at it like that, and when you look at how many people, I feel like some people in our nation have actually benefited. Those who introduced the whole betting system have benefited more than the ones who were supposed to win the jackpot. Yes.
Benny, this is to you. Have you ever worked abroad?
No, I haven't yet had the chance to.
Many people would aspire to go abroad, go to Dubai, work in South Korea. Is it something you'd encourage? Do you think it's a fast way of getting money?
Well, it depends on two things. One, what you're going to do. Incidentally, I have a brother, my younger brother. He works in Kuwait. And I think he's one of the lucky ones because he didn't do his campus here. So he went and worked in Kungu. He now works, is about to be promoted to be the department head of H&M in Kuwait. So, he's even earning more money than I do, me who has the degree. So I think he's one of the,
years of study.
You can imagine. So I think he's one of the lucky ones. So
is it something you would encourage?
It depends, again, because what I don't agree with is leaving your home here in Uganda to go and clean toilets or, clean up old people's poo, because then you're suffering a lot, okay? The standard of living is so high, you may be earning in dollars or in pounds or euros, but very little of that money is actually fruit to your account, if I may borrow the catchphrase. So in that regard, I would only encourage it if you're going to do what you have studied, if you're going to go and be employed professionally, or if you're going to get a proper
So if I feel like I'm frustrated in this country, I've tried to look for work and I can't get it, you wouldn't encourage me to go out, go to Dubai and seek something better?
Again, like I said, it depends, because you see, there's no one shoe fits all answer for that scenario. Because like my brother, the example I gave you, here he was not going to get gainfully employed, but he went out there and he struck gold. But many of our people have been duped into thinking, the gold is out there, the gold is out there. And you've read the stories, maids are being tortured, people are sleeping on the street, all because, they are nkubache. So I think it needs to be analyzed very carefully, because not all
the hustle is real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even Uganda has a hustle.
Yeah, but the advantage of that is here, it will be very hard for you to spend the night without eating something, because there's a village here, Here's, Mama Gundi will take you in. You will be walking in the street, someone will take pity on you and give you lukumi, which is not necessarily the case there.
The next question is for Loyola. Are you married?
I beg your pardon?
Are you married?
I did not understand the purpose of this question. No, I'm joking. No, I am not married.
I wanted to ask you, what would be your view? Some people say it's better to cry in a Benz than be happy on a bicycle. What do you think?
Well, it's better to be happy in a Benz.
So you wouldn't agree with the other notion? What if it's the option?
Okay. Deriving from that statement, it's better to cry in a Benz than be happy on a bicycle. The assumption is that if you're in a Benz, then you're unhappy, and if you're using a bicycle, you are happy. I don't believe that's necessarily true.
In most cases, it is true.
Well, I disagree. I strongly disagree. But for discussion purposes, even if it is true, or I'm sure there are scenarios where it's true.
She's getting best. Right, in a Benz is comfy.
Oh, right, guys, a Benz is...
Even the tears fall differently.
First of all, the tears in the AC dry up. They won't fall and mess up your makeup.
It's not dust. I think you can hear
it's
the
not
difference.
dust. And anyway, the truth is, everything comes down to an individual's, what an individual can deal with, can cope with. So if you honestly cannot handle whatever unhappiness is in the Benz, then by all means, it's definitely better to be happier on a bicycle.
But you've left us hanging. That hasn't given us your right view.
Amateur. Sit down. Anyway, no. I like the question because it really hits at the values that our society, functions at, the level of values that our society functions at. I thank God also for some of you here are familiar with Zoe Fellowship. Now, the ministration that we had this past Tuesday, I think, was just legit. Those people, our parents or grandparents, were people who valued friendship and, went all out to show it. As in, if you came, the grandchild from Kampala has visited, they would get sugar that they had kept.
They would literally kill a goat.
They would kill the goat and you're like, man, these guys are broke. Eh? But they value relationship that much. You know, for them it's not about we won't have after they have gone. They're like, we have esteemed, we have valued, and shown this person the value that they have. And I think if that can form our value system, the question will not be he has a Benz or a bicycle.
I see some people disagree.
No, I just want to pick up on the statement you made. The value system is that people seek comfort in